Ever find yourself puzzling over why deciphering a woman's signals can be so tricky? You're left wondering, is it romantic interest or just friendship? Welcome to Charm Blueprint, where we delve into the secrets of relationships, seduction, and self-improvement. In our last video, we tackled the 10 common mistakes in interpreting attraction signals. If you haven't checked it out yet, I recommend giving it a look after this one. Today, we're diving deeper into why we misinterpret attraction signals. Yes, my friends, it's not just you who sometimes gets it all wrong. It happens to the best of us. And there are several reasons why this can happen. Let's explore these reasons together, understand better how our minds work in these moments, and of course, how we can improve our perception. Because after all, interpreting signals is almost an art, and every artist needs practice, right? But before we continue, don't forget to hit that like button to help us keep sharing valuable content like this. Ready? Let's dive in. Lack of analysis of the overall relationship context. See, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeing only what we want to see, especially when it comes to attraction. But overlooking the broader picture, everything that has happened between you and the girl can lead to completely off-base interpretations. Picture this. You and she have a long-standing friendship, shared ups and downs, and suddenly, you start noticing little gestures, a look here, an accidental touch there, and boom, you think she's romantically interested. Here, the mistake is focusing too much on these supposed signals without considering the entire history of the relationship. These gestures, within the context of a long-standing friendship, might not carry the romantic significance you're inclined to assign. Now, consider another common scenario, a coworker or a recent friendship. Here, the dynamics are different, but the principle of analyzing the context remains critical. Imagine you have a coworker with whom you start having more interactions due to a project. She's friendly, always available to help, and you begin exchanging messages about non-work related topics. Here, the pitfall would be interpreting this availability and friendliness as a clear sign of romantic interest. However, considering the context, a workplace, these interactions could simply reflect good work ethics and an effort to build a cohesive team. Moreover, in new friendships, it's common to experience a mutual enthusiasm in discovering shared interests, which can easily be mistaken for flirting if we ignore the context of the emerging relationship. In these cases, it's crucial to remember that the foundation of the relationship is still being built, and behavior that seems to indicate interest might just be the person being friendly and professional. Without a careful analysis of the context, considering the workplace environment and the initial stage of friendship, one can easily misread the situation, confusing professional cordiality or friendly enthusiasm with romantic attraction signals. Influence of personal expectations. Another crucial factor that can skew our interpretation of signals is the influence of our own personal expectations. Often, what we want to see ends up coloring our perception of reality, especially when it comes to attraction. This means our desires and hopes can lead us to interpret entirely neutral behaviors as if they were laden with romantic intentions. Think about it. If you're really into someone, even the simplest good morning can seem like a flirt. Here, it's not so much about what the other person is doing, but about how you choose to interpret those actions. This is dangerous territory because we start to project our feelings and desires onto someone who may just be being polite or friendly. These projections can create an alternate reality in our minds, where every gesture is a sign of interest, even when that's not the case. A crucial heads up here, watch out for projections. Before concluding someone is interested, it's vital to question whether your interpretation is being influenced by your own desires. Take a moment and ask yourself, am I seeing signs of attraction because they're really there, or because that's what I want to see? This reflection can help distinguish between what's real and what's a product of our imagination, thereby avoiding misunderstandings and potential disappointments. Recognizing and controlling our own expectations is a key step in reading signals more accurately and objectively. Cultural and social diversity. Cultural and social diversity plays a significant role in how we interpret attraction signals, adding another layer of complexity to the already challenging task of deciphering others' intentions. Different cultures have distinct ways of expressing interest and attraction, meaning a gesture considered flirting in one place might just be a standard form of courtesy in another. These cultural variations can easily lead us to misinterpret someone's actions, especially when we're not familiar with the cultural context of that person. For example, in some cultures, direct and prolonged eye contact might be a clear sign of romantic interest, while in others, it could simply be a mark of respect or attention. Similarly, physical closeness or light touches that In certain contexts, would indicate flirting, in others might be just normal expressions of friendship or camaraderie with no romantic connotation. Before we move on, let's touch on a critical point that could completely change the way you relate and interpret the signals around you: freedom in your interactions. Often, misinterpreting signals isn't just about misunderstanding, but can also reflect our own internal state, particularly the nervousness or anxiety we feel when interacting with women. This tension can cloud our perception and make us see signals where none exist or misinterpret those that are present. Here's a golden tip. Being bolder and clearer in expressing your interest can not only alleviate some of this anxiety, but also clarify the intentions of both parties. Yes, rejection is a real possibility in this process, but it's also an essential part of the attraction game. Facing rejection not as a failure, but as a necessary step forward is crucial. Moreover, by being more direct and authentic in your interactions, you allow the other person to respond in a similarly clear manner, whether by advancing or retreating. This not only facilitates the correct reading of signals, but also builds the foundation of more honest and open interaction. So break free from the shackles of nervousness and anxiety, dare more, and remember, every interaction is an opportunity to learn, grow, and eventually connect truly with someone. Now, if you're thinking, all this is very interesting, but how can I improve my seduction skills? I have something special for you. Discover the course on seduction and relationships that helped me become even more expert in the game of conquest and make any woman I want to be attracted to me. This course isn't mine, but I always recommend it to my friends. You should definitely check out its presentation and see what you think. I'll leave the link here in the description and in the comments. Lack of communication of romantic interest. When intentions are not openly expressed, a fertile ground for confusion and speculation is created. Ambiguous signals can be interpreted in countless ways, depending on who receives them, often resulting in incorrect readings of others' intentions. For example, consider the situation where someone tries to show interest through prolonged looks or suggestive messages but never expresses their feelings directly. This approach can leave the other person confused, not knowing if they are being flirted with or if these gestures are just part of the other's normal behavior. The fear of rejection plays a significant role here, as many people hesitate to declare themselves openly for fear of not being reciprocated. This fear not only prevents direct and honest communication, but can also lead to misinterpretations that damage the possibility of forming a genuine connection. Instead of letting the fear of what might go wrong control your actions, I encourage practicing being upfront about your feelings and intentions. Sure, this comes with its own set of challenges and vulnerabilities, but it's a crucial step in avoiding confusion and ensuring both sides are on the same page. Lack of direct feedback. The lack of direct feedback is another major barrier to accurate interpretation of attraction signals. When we rely solely on nonverbal communication, which by nature can be ambiguous and subject to multiple interpretations, we run the risk of making incorrect assumptions. Without clear, direct dialogue, what was intended as a simple gesture of kindness can be interpreted as romantic interest and vice versa. Nonverbal communication, while rich and deeply expressive, needs to be complemented with verbal feedback to clarify intentions. For example, a smile can mean many things, from nervousness to cordiality, or indeed, romantic interest. Without a verbal expression to accompany that smile, the person receiving it can be left in the dark about its true meaning. Here lies the importance of giving and receiving feedback. Communicating openly about your feelings and asking directly about the other person's can seem daunting, but it's essential to avoid misunderstandings. A frank conversation can dispel wrong assumptions and pave the way for clearer, more honest relationships. So don't underestimate the power of clear communication. Encouraging and practicing direct feedback in your interactions not only helps you better understand others, but also allows you to express your own feelings and intentions more effectively. We've come to the end of our journey for today, and the biggest lesson here, in my opinion, is the importance of clarity and communication. Nothing replaces the power of openly expressing our feelings and genuinely seeking to understand others. Clarity and communication are essential for authentic relationships. Expressing our feelings and intentions openly requires courage and allows us to form deeper connections. Moreover, having the confidence to act based on our desires without fear of rejection is crucial. This confidence transforms the way we interact, allowing us to be more direct and less concerned with overanalyzing other signals. Acting with confidence and clarity creates opportunities for genuine relationships. It's about accepting the possibility of rejection, but not letting it define our self-worth. Now I ask you, are you ready to change the way you interpret signals and take the initiative? Don't let the fear of rejection stop you from acting. Remember, having the courage to express yourself is the first step toward creating true and meaningful connections. And who knows? This might be the beginning of something special. It's not just about learning to read the signals correctly, but about opening yourself up to the world of possibilities that effective and sincere communication can bring.